there's so many different tools that we can incorporate into our practice and deepen it and make it more insightful, enlightening, given that guidance. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Hi, I'm Amanda. So today we are going to talk about tools that I use. I'm not going to say always, but sometimes, occasionally, and sometimes always in my practice. So there's different things, like I said at the start, that we can use to incorporate with our tarot readings, but not just tarot, I should have said, our spiritual journey. You know, maybe you're not inclined to use tarot. There's oracle. So I'm going to go through some of the different tools that I use in my own spiritual practice, witchy practice, whatever way you want to say it, and how, kind of roughly explain how I use them and how I might incorporate them, or how you might be able to incorporate them into your own practice. Again, this isn't going to be for everyone. Take what resonates and leave the rest. I do want to say that. So without further ado, get comfy, cozy, and let's see some of the tools that I do use in my practice and that maybe you might find helpful as well. First and foremost, I think they're the most obvious ones that I use quite a lot. You're dead right. It's not these. It's my crystals. I use a lot of cards. I use a lot of crystals in my practice. I love the energy of the different crystals that I have. So this is my newest one, my dragon carving, and then like I will have specific crystals that I love, like amethyst. I love amethyst, so I have a lot of it. I love strawberry quartz, so I have a lot of it. And then there's other ones that I only have like one piece of. So this would be one. This is harlequin quartz. I got it when we were in Malta. I haven't seen it here in Ireland, but oh my goodness, the love I have for this and the weight is out of this world. I love it. So I incorporate crystals in many different ways. I keep them in my bags that I have the tarot deck that I'm working with. So each one of them will kind of pick their own pick their own crystal. I'll be brutally honest. I don't, very rarely I'll pick the crystal. They kind of let me know what one they want. In the box I have my oracle deck in, or the bag, I carry crystals with me occasionally. I have broken some, which is unfortunate, from carrying them around. I've been known to kind of keep them in my bag because that's the easiest way to hold them. Because sometimes, you know, when you have them in your pockets and you go to the bathroom, they fall out of your pockets. So listen, a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. But, you know, I like spheres the most and carvings for sure. But I do love towers. I do love a good tower. So this is a unicorn crystal. There's pink tourmaline and labradorite and other things. Oh my gosh, what is it? I have the skull of it. Lepidolite, that was it. I was like, it's a form of mica. So I use them for many different things. So you can use it to charge water, charge and cleanse your deck. You can use it to help ground yourself. You can do crystal grids with them. There's so much. They're very versatile. You can do all kinds of things, to be fair, for the most part, with them. I mean, I wouldn't recommend throwing them at somebody if they annoy you, because, like, let's be honest, crystals are expensive, okay? So we want to mind our tools. But yeah, that's kind of, and I have them everywhere. They're all over my desk. There's many different little pieces, all different sizes. If you guys are interested in seeing a more in-depth crystal collection, I'd be more than happy to show that. I'll admit, I love showing my crystals because it has grown substantially since I started. So yes, crystals are the first tool that I work with quite a lot, actually. These would be ones that I'd have a lot of, and they're always at hand. Now, I do want to give an alternative that if you're like, oh, but I don't have crystals or I can't afford them, please don't let that stop you. I bet you've seen rocks. Yeah, everybody has seen rocks. I have lots of rocks. I like pretty rocks. I will pick up all kinds of different ones. And believe it or not, there is quartz in this. Can you see the sparkle? So very easy to find different crystals, probably just in a raw form, obviously. There you go. You have your own crystal that you so kindly thanked the earth for giving to you. So don't let those kind of things deter you from it. Okay, the second one, obviously. This isn't actually a list. I don't know why I'm saying the second one. The other tool that I would use the most, so it's definitely crystals, and my decks would be the ones that I use the most. So, you know, I use tarot nearly daily. Again, life has been busy, so I haven't been doing as much deep dives into my decks as I would like, or, you know, doing very in-depth readings. I'm working with decks that just kind of resonate and make sense, and just give me the messages that I need to hear. I don't want to say want to hear, because that's not how it works for me. And so at the moment, currently, this is what I'm loving. I'm loving this very fairy tale, enchanted vibe at the moment. That changes all the time. And I love Oracle decks. Oracle would probably be my first love over Tarot, believe it or not. I started with I started with Oracle. And so Oracle will always hold a special place in my heart. It's what I did my first course on when learning to do cartomancy. So certain things in my practice come very easy to me. So working with crystals came very easy to me. The next thing that I'm going to show you came very easy to me. So the energy work in of itself comes relatively easy to me, right? I find it no challenge. Cartomancy, believe it or not, was and sometimes still is a huge challenge for me. It's one of my greatest loves, and yet it is one of the biggest things that I face as a challenge within my practice to sometimes decipher. I know what my intuition is trying to tell me, but I also am aware that my ego is trying to push that aside as well. So it's all about being conscious and aware of it as well at the same time. So again, Tarot and Oracle, I have a few. Okay, right? So I'm very lucky to be able to swap and change the decks that I use, but I just wanted to show the ones that I'm currently using right now. So Tarot and Oracle would be one thing. And of course, to accompany my Tarot and Oracle part, I also journal. So I have many different journals. So this is my Tarot one. I don't know, can I show much of it? It's kind of boring because I just jot down just snippets and things like that. And I sometimes add stickers. I can show a little sticker here. Hello. To make it somewhat pretty, but for the most part, I just kind of jot down my thoughts, or maybe just quick little things that popped out in the guidebook as well that I love. So yeah, journaling in that aspect with my Tarot and Oracle are definitely a big part. And it's a tool. Don't forget that journaling is a tool as well. Pendulums. They are one of my favorite tools to work with, and they are definitely the one that I had very little problems with working with. There's a lot of mixed feelings about pendulums. I am aware of that. I love them. I work with them. So that is one. I have quite a few. Well, not that many, you know, making it sound like I have a lot more. So this is my labradorite one, and this one normally sits in my amethyst sphere, but this is a shorter one. I always try to make sure that my hand is super steady. I am aware that, like, obviously our hands do move, like, slightly. So look, you're totally allowed to have your own opinions on this, but I'm just saying it works. I love it. I also have a rainbow moonstone one. And yes, I'm aware I can see my own hand moving before any smartass comes into my comments and be like, your hand is moving. I know, I can see it. My elbow isn't resting properly. The very first one that I got, this is my very first pendulum. This is a moonstone, I believe, with a quartz tip. She's quite old, but it still works. And I remember the ball bed. This isn't quartz. This is just a decorative piece that fell out. Do you need this many pendulums? You're probably asking. No, you don't. Absolutely not. I believe this is my second one, and then I don't know which one is next after it, but this is my goldstone one. Is this not gorgeous? So this is my first one. I loved it. It worked really well, but it's so heavy, and I found it kind of tricky because it's so incredibly heavy to work with. So I seen this one, and it has like a lovely little ship. So like that whole helping you navigate. And it was on a shorter string. Now you can shorten the string as well if you want, by just wrapping it around your finger or having it kind of pulled this way if you want. You know, you find what works for you. Obviously, it's easier to have more. Oh, she's showing me up. This one is a sassy one for sure. Definitely. Again, they're kind of like my my decks. They all have personalities. They're all of their own person. And then this is one of my great love ones now. It's in amethyst resin one. And so this one can unhook. So you can change it out for a different one if you wanted to. Or you can wear this as a necklace as well. Or as a pendant on a necklace. And it has the chakra stones on it. And then there's actually an amethyst heart on the end too. So this is a very long one. So you can see in comparison, like this one is my shortest one. So you can see by comparison the different lengths. I should probably just do quite this way. I'm pretty sure this had an end. It fell off, I think. And then I also have this pendulum divination kit as well. So you've probably seen this a good few times on the board. I don't really particularly use the board. And yes, this is different to a Ouija board. No, I do not use a Ouija board. No, I do not own one. And no, I never will. Anywho. So this is more, again, just for your yes, no. I know a lot of people argue the case that this is very similar to a Ouija board. But I put the intention that it is not. So we're not going to discuss that, okay? Stop, because you're going to freak me out. So I have this pendulum board as well. It is a ceramic one, and it did come with an amethyst pendulum that I don't use. I haven't used that one yet. So as you can see, I have quite a few pendulums. I do like working with dowsers. They're just one of my favorite things to work with. They're just very fun as well. There's something very fun about it. Asking yes, no, maybe questions. I wouldn't take it all that serious at the same time, right? Don't let this be determining your big life decisions. Should I stay with so-and-so? And if it says no, don't be breaking up with people just because your pendulum said so. Only if you energetically pick it up, right? Again, I'll always say, do what's right for you. But just, I guess at the end of the day, a little bit of common sense always goes a long way. So I had to turn you guys around because sticking with, you probably can tell by the sound what this is. Sticking with the whole pendulums and dowsers, I also have dowsing rods. Now, I remember using dowsing rods. That's a story for another day. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. But dowsing rods are basically copper, oh my god, metal. That has been, you can make these at home yourself. You can even just use any wires. You don't have to use copper. And there's kind of like a cylinder just to hold it so that they can move freely. Jeepers, my brain. And so you just determine your yes and your no's. These are normally used for finding water. So it's for dowsing for water. And I remember my dad using these. Not these ones in particular, but he had made his own ones. And again, if you want to hear that story, it's really fun story, and I'll tell that in another video, but I realized this is going to be a million years long. But yes, you can also use these for your yes no's, and they're really fun. And I know people have been using these on TikTok to communicate with spirits and things like that. But again, up to interpretation. You can hold them, like, I don't hold these very tight. You can't, because they'll move anyway. But these are super fun as well to use. I enjoy these so much, and I really love them. So yeah, they're my dowsing rods. They're exactly the same as a pendulum, except they're just obviously bigger. And I know a lot of people use these, or not a lot, but like people use these for finding water. So yeah. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize there was so much in my collection. So the next one we have is these Mystic Metals, which are divination coins. And these are really cool. I definitely showed them earlier this year and I was so kindly gifted them. And they are the different moon phases. Hold on. I'm going to put these on here because one, they're very shiny and they're very loud as well. So you have the different planets. So we have Earth, the different star signs. That's not star sign, that's planet. Oh my goodness. There we go. We have star signs. And what was the other thing? Yeah, we have the planets, we have the Earth, and we have star signs. I believe that's it. Oh, moon phases. Did I say that? Yeah, so we have the different planets, the star signs, and moon phases. I feel like that's it on this. I could be wrong. Oh, no. No, that's it. Yeah. And, oh, and the elements. That was it. It's just when I seen their water. We have the elements as well. So it's really cool. I'm still figuring out a really good way to incorporate them into my practice. But they're really fun if you want to even do a bit of casting, which is another thing you can incorporate into your practice. So that is super cool. And then, of course, I have my runes, talking about casting. And I adore these. These have cat ears and everything on them. But these are, oh my goodness, these are wooden ones. I do have ones that are kind of on stones or something. But these are my wooden ones and I love these so much. And I haven't used them in a while, so I'm going to leave these out on my table so that I actually use them. Now, I don't have any alternative to runes that you could use, unless you want to get like a couple of rocks or shells maybe of the same size. And I've seen people writing them in themselves. I'm pretty sure you probably could get resin ones if you wanted to. I got these at a holistic fair, so I have no idea where you could actually pick up something like this. I'm sure if you look at holistic shops online, you might be able to find them. Again, I'm not sure. Because even, this is the blank one, isn't it? Oh my goodness. But even the company or the shop that I bought it off of, I don't even know if they're still in business. So, yes, they are my runes. I'm not going to go through every one of these, but I love these so much. And last but certainly not least is, of course, my art journals or grimoires or whatever you want to call them. I know I've probably shown these like 110 million times. I've actually done a whole make a journal with me process. I made this out of an Amazon package. I'm trying to see to make sure that the inside is totally okay to share. And there's like just little bits and pieces. Looking at this really makes me want to create again. It's been a while since I've crafted something really nice and pretty, and I just add different bits and whatnot throughout it. I even have like things that I wanted to stick in, and as you can see, I still need to fill in the rest of this. I have bits here that I want to add into it and what I save, but my journals are very much a process and very sacred to me. I have no intentions of trying to fill 110 of them in a year. I like to do them mindfully and intentionally, and I don't want to fill them just because each page holds space for me and was done with a specific task in mind. This is another one that I do not have finished off. I have not finished off. And my writing is not the neatest of writing, so I don't particularly like showing it here. But as you can see, like I started this last year. I believe it started, 2024. So I'm trying to see what can I show you here. So I did a page for like Goddess Bridget, which is really nice and pretty, and then I did kind of like a bit on Bridget, And then I had like Bridget Blessing, and then there was a few little bits and pieces in here. So I made everything very interactive and pretty, and I thought I had, yeah. So this is just the page. I'm hoping, I need to take this off because it's very close. And so there's nothing there in this. So everything is, I'm trying to think, what did I use to do this? Oh, I think this is more card. And then this was a rose that Jamie got me, and so I got it printed off and I popped it in here. And again, I just make everything kind of pretty. I did an Ostara spread, and I try to remind myself that not everything needs to be written complete detail. I can just do a collage, put a little quote, and call it good. So that's something that I'm wanting to work on for the rest of the year. I'm trying to get back into my art magic. It's been a moment. I just haven't had the time nor the energy to give to it. But I love these journals so much, and I want to fill them. I don't want to put them aside. I do have an awful tendency, I'll be honest, of starting journals and then putting them to the side because I'm like, oh, it's a new year and I have to start a new journal. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that this year. It doesn't matter when I finish them. The whole thing is that they're supposed to be chock full with just real juicy goodies, and that's what I want. And may they be handed down for years to come, and that, you know, others can look through it and get inspiration, or whatever may be the case. So, my loves, that is pretty much the end of the video, actually. That's kind of all the tools that I would say that I work with the most, or not the most, again, don't say that, man. As in, they're the things that I would incorporate a lot, right? When I'm really diving into my practice, they're the tools that I would reach for. Some more than others, that's totally fine, but there are definitely ones that have been used. I have tried and tested these. It's not something me just adding in. I have used these. So I'd love to hear, what tools do you incorporate in your practice, in your tarot practice, spiritual practice, everyday life, whatever it is. Doesn't matter. I'd love to hear about it. And let me know, have you found something new here that you love? Is there certain things that you're like, oh, I want to try that? Let's have a conversation about it in the comments below. So my lovelies, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, why not? Please do. I'd love to have you part of the family here. I'd say we're pretty cool. I'd say that anyway, but I'm biased. So hit the like button. It always helps my videos out. And hit the bell so you're notified when I upload. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Remember, stay magical, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.